Isn't he Mexican?
Colombian.
He calls himself American.
What is this?
Anchor Baby.
And in this corner, it's the American Anchor Baby.
Daddy's home.
That's an offensive term. People find that hurtful.
You mean it's not politically correct? Excuse me. I'll use the word anchor baby.
You know, he's an anchor baby in Canada.
Tell him we still rolling with Trump, too.
Anchor baby, the whole thing sounds horrific. You're just making it sound like immigrants are these horrific, greedy people.
Ustedes pueden aceptar mi negocio o aceptar las consecuencias. Plata o plomo.
So you would be considered white, in my opinion.
You the blackest one in this room.
I think so.
And what happened was his mama got pregnant on the other side of the border, and then a few hours before, just before it was time for him to pop out, she jumped across the border and let him fall on American soil. So he became the anchor baby. You don't call him the anchor baby for nothing. Amazing.
We like this anchor baby, right?
Hello, I'm the American Anchor Baby. This is my show. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. What's up, everybody? Monday, we're here, 12 o'clock-ish for American Anchor Baby. Got to keep the network going here. We're going to walk it down. Some news. We're going to walk it. Oh, is my stream? What the heck? I didn't end my stream. Am I still going? Am I still going? No, this video is not made for children. YouTube is asking me, is this video for children? No, it is not. This is not. No, I'm joking. The sun is still up. It's 12 o'clock. The sun is still up. So calm down, cussers in the chat. Calm down, cussers and indecent people. It's time to be decent in the world. Okay, so it looks like I'm streaming. What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in. Harmony, Ivana, Nathan, Bobby, Mr. Mad, and everybody. Christine, haven't seen you in a bit. So, we had ourselves a nice flight on Friday. If you didn't tune in, follow, subscribe. Click that little notification, in fact. Little bell next to the subscribe button. You might miss your flight if you don't do that. You want to subscribe. We had a nice flight Friday. We flew the decoy plane off to, I think we went to was it Dallas Fort Worth International? Good flight. Great flight. Tremendous flight. We had a call from a friend of the show who met Trump. It was nice. So we had a nice show. So yeah, follow, subscribe here on YouTube. Turn on the notifications. Hit me up on Rumble, rumble.com/American Anchor Baby. You won't miss the flights over there either. Fly high on natural energy, as they say. And Coca-Cola. Plenty of, not diet either. Not like the president. Maybe when I'm a more distinguished age. When I'm a more distinguished age, I might switch to the diet Cokes, huh? Diet Coca-Cola? No, not Coke. Jesse says high on life. Don't make him out to be a liar. All right, y'all. We're gonna run it down some stuff here. And get into some calls. 888-775-3773. What else? We had a stream Saturday. We also had, yes, there might be some Coca-Cola disavours in the chat, but they don't know any better. We had a stream on Saturday. That was fun. That was a mess. I don't know. I just turned it on and went. I was like, let me just do some gaming, do some VR. It was, for those that tuned in, thank you. Hope you enjoyed it. See if we could do some more. And what else here? What else? Did I say hi to Rumble? What's up? Being Enlightened Until I Rise. Welcome. So Monday's here. Monday. The children, speaking of the The children are dying, and the Republicans are just doing drama. It's just drama right now. They didn't do that shutdown, by the way. Did the shutdown happen? No, it didn't. Did we get the border stuff? Did we get E-Verify? Did we get E-Verify? That's what we want to know. U.S. government shutdown. Effects on E-Verify and the I-9 process. We're going to get into that. Because, you know, the shutdown supposed to be for the good of the country. Supposed to be for the continuation. I know a little bit of pain now, but then we'll fix it. But is anything going to happen? They're trying to oust this House Speaker, Matt Gaetz is. You know how I was telling you how Congress has become as atomized as the people in the country, as divided as people are in their families and their relationships, in their own identities about themselves. What are you? Who are you? As divided as people are in their neighborhoods, in the country, this too is exemplified, demonstrated in Congress. You have caucuses. One such is the Freedom Caucus, Matt Gaetz, the firebrand conservatives of the Freedom Caucus who are sticking it to the rhinos and the establishment to make things happen once and for all. That's what underpins this group, right? Trying to oust the House Speaker. After this drama of this looming shutdown, incredible. For working with Democrats to avoid a government shutdown at the 11th hour, Speaker Kevin McCarthy struggled to get the far-right House Freedom Caucus to back a temporary spending bill. And anything he does in general, says the skim. That includes when McCarthy fought to secure the House Speaker title earlier this year. So you know about that saga as well. Freedom Caucus isn't happy. They're not happy. Gaetz said McCarthy's agreement with the Democrats was the last straw. He said he plans to file a motion to vacate McCarthy this week. McCarthy said, bring it on. In order to pull this off, Gaetz needs 218 House members on his side. We'll see if Republicans can unite for something here. But this is a civil war in Congress, this is sort of like maybe bombastic language. A civil war in Congress. Because there's disagreements and there's ways to move forward the political process and have voices heard. But it doesn't seem, it's kind of devolved, kind of beyond that. Don't you think? Would you agree? And so now they're trying to oust this guy, right? Are the people still yelling about Jamal Bowman and him pulling that fire alarm thing? Representative Bowman shocks media conservatives with garbage statements after pulling the fire alarm. Now, I don't want to say I haven't heard noise from Congress, but I wouldn't be surprised. I know I feel like I saw something Trump might be making noise about it. So I might be counter-signaling Trump here, but it just seems like another fiasco for Congress and lawmakers to get up in arms about. And what? For what? He pulled the fire alarm. The guy that talks, he sounds like he's got a mush mouth sometimes. Jamal Bowman. He talks like King Kai. What about the stats? Now, I'm really exaggerating it, but I feel like I hear a little bit of that sometimes. Like his tongue is all swollen up. Are you laughing at the impression? But the stats! Look at the stats! Jamal used to work in the school system. He knows what a fire alarm is. Yeah, he speaks like King Kai a little bit. You got to hear it. What did he do? Didn't he get into it about guns with somebody? Bowman and Massey argue about gun violence.
Ask them, and then go to the Senate, ask the same questions. They're cowards. They're all cowards. They won't do anything to save the lives of our children at all. Cowards.
Okay. This is the part where this is where I got the whole King Kai thing from. If you don't know what I'm talking about, he's a cartoon character, King Kai.
Force them to respond to the question, why the hell won't you do anything to save America's children? And let them explain that all the way up until election day on 2024.
2024. You see?
October,
right here.
gun violence. Carry guns? You think more guns lead to more death? More guns lead to more death. Look at the data. You're not looking at any data.
Look at the data. You're not looking at the data. Look at the data. Do you hear it now?
More guns lead to more death. Look at the data. You're not looking at any data.
You're not looking at the data. Okay, that's enough. I'm stalling. I'm having fun a little bit. It's a Monday show. We're chilling. But we're getting into some serious things too a little bit, right? Jamal Bowman. But that yelling I see, I don't see... doesn't it feel like the same for any Republican going up in arms and yelling about something? They played this video on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. What was his name? Mike Boast? What kind of name is that? Is he another one of these one of God's little jokes? Oh, angry outburst. Oh, this is from years ago? My apologies. There was a video that we played on the Jesse Lee Peterson show, Mike Boast, yelling, really no different than this. But is there any, I see any firebrand conservative on the House floor? No, not really that different. Because I don't see anything getting done, personally. Now, I appreciate Freedom Caucus out there. You know, we got to have some kind of voice. But things are kind of bad. Hold on. I had this thing for you on what did we get with the shutdown? Where did it go? Because, you know, that happened. And they're fighting McCarthy because the holdouts, the Freedom Caucus, they were supposed to be the holdouts. No, you're gonna listen to us. But it looks like they were able to go on without them. In a stunning twist, here I found it. Lawmakers from both sides of the aisle came together to pass what's known as a continuing resolution. That's a measure that kicks the can down the road, buying Congress more time to figure out how to keep the government running. So that's what Gates and the Freedom Caucus are up in arms about. But the temporary solution didn't leave everyone happy. So it's just another show, right? It's just like more show. And there's serious things going on, right? They're going after the president in a real way, which is, it's going to be the representation of when they come after everyone else for real. And not only that, everything's kind of falling apart. Okay, the children are dying in ill-prepared emergency rooms across America. You heard Jesse mention this. And I'm telling you right now. Let me show you two images side by side. You see these little children? Let me show you two images side by side. These little children dying in ill-prepared emergency rooms. Oh no. Hold on. I'm a boomer. I'm being a boomer. Hold on. 94% of 325,000 new S&P 100 jobs following Black Lives Matter protests went to non-whites. Children are dying in ill-prepared emergency rooms across America. Bombastic? Shock jock? Am I being a shock jock? Am I being the most controversial show on radio? But I really don't think I'm being that bombastic here. I sincerely don't. The connection between the two, as everything gets a little worse, I think I saw an internet video about it. Oh, my bad. What's up, David? Black excellence. Okay. But in general, you know, this just represents a general turning away from just good and right. It's so easy to get caught up and get caught up and get mad about this group, race, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Oh, that's why we got to, I don't know, unite racially or something. Look, the point is it's easy to miss it and see skin colors, not denying their existence or importance, but I think, don't you agree? It gets easy to see those two side by sides when it's really the world turning away from what's real. Because that's maybe a little too uncomfortable to face real things. What is reality? Like, you know, incarceration rates are doing worse in an economy. You can't just say racism. You got to confront that. Like, wait a second. Why are neighborhoods of certain demographics so full of crime, not doing so hot? Why, right? So anyways, who's winning? Who's winning? Not us. Not us. So child mortality, and isn't this so emblematic of everything? Out with the old, in with the new, they say. Out with the old, in with the new. Hold on. I don't know how to say this. I don't know how to say this name. And I'm probably not the first to talk about her. What the heck? How do you say his name? I think Hake might have talked about her.
This morning we have a new statement from
just listen to the news people say
who was appointed to fill the late Senator Dianne Feinstein's seat. She said in a statement, quote, "I am humbled by the governor's trust. Senator Dianne Feinstein's leadership and legacy are immeasurable. I will do my best to honor her by devoting my time and energy to serving the people of California and the people of this great nation." With us now to talk more about this and more is Nevada Congressman Stephen
Someone say her name, please.
Chair of the Congressional Black Caucus. Congressman, it's always a pleasure to see you. I thank you for your time. So you and the Congressional Black Caucus pushed for Governor Newsom to choose Congresswoman Barbara Lee to fill Feinstein's seat. What do you make of the governor's decision?
To what? To fill the seat with, is it LaFonza? Is it LaFonza Butler? The woman filling Dianne Feinstein's seat? You know, this old woman who died, basically. They filled her seat. The seat of the late Democratic Senator Dianne Feinstein. Out with the old white woman, in with the black queen. She will be the third black woman to ever serve in the Senate. I feel like there used to be a time when people reserved certain things like, okay, well, show me like, okay, well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Let's hope it's merit. We'll see if we can. I don't want to make assumptions. Show me the record and we'll see how she does. But I feel like there's a whole bunch of us kind of past that. Hey, let's wait to see the credibility here. Let's see if they do a good job. Am I being judgmental? At this point, society made me this way. At this point, okay, because I'm not gonna be a little not noticer. Okay, I'm gonna notice things. And I'm not. There's a time and place. hold your tongue, etc. But there's things I notice, and I can't be a not noticer. And I notice every place led by a black woman, police force, what's her name? Outlaw. Just Lori Lightfoot, like every place, department, mayors led by a black woman, not working out. They keep electing the black lesbians. There's a concerted effort here. And we know this. This hierarchy that's in place, right? Black, okay, black woman, black lesbian, okay, now we're talking. Anyway, where were we?
Well, good morning, Jose. Thank you for having me on. Today's a great day. We are celebrating the appointment.
Is there one? Can anyone name one place, actually? One department, city, led by a black woman that's doing well.
Senator-designate Alphonsa Butler. As a black woman, she is going to provide a very important voice in the United States Senate, because today there is not one black woman representing us in the United States Senate. That's
interesting. That's always been an interesting concept, no? Representation. That's a where is he wrong there? Like, considering the way things are currently, and I'm not saying that it's right currently, but then we grow up with this notion. Representation. We should all be represented in the government. And black women leading. That's kind of representative of the country, no? Where am I wrong here? Where am I being too ignorant here? Isn't this representative somehow? I'm pretty sure it wasn't always like that, right? Like, it was just like. So am I to understand that representative government didn't always mean what we think of it meant today? Anyone know? Do we got any experts in the chat? 888-775-3773. Was representative government, did that always mean what it means today? You know what I mean? Now, I know that at one time, only men who owned land could vote. I believe also only white men. So there's a little bit of representative government definition changing, maybe. And honestly, I don't know if it changed for the better. Because the people are retarded, as one man said. So that's always been an interesting concept for me.
A woman of color who is lesbian. She is going to provide an important representation.
Nicole92 in the chat. No, it has changed for sure. Educated white land owning men. It had to be educated as well. Source. I don't doubt that, but it'd be nice to get a full presentation on that. That'd be nice. Only U.S. senators got to vote for president, and only state Congress voted for the 2 U.S. senators. That's cool. Very interesting. That's what a republic was. Safeguards from direct democracy. So actually, what we have now is a complete perversion of that. Is that what you're telling me? Representative government. Do we want this kind of representation? That's what a republic was. Thank you. Thank you, Esoteric, in the chat. Very interesting.
particularly when the rights of women and the LGBTQ+ community are being under attack. She's a champion for women, for students, and for union members, and I look forward to welcoming her into the Congressional Black Caucus.
And Congressman, all this comes after a dramatic weekend on Capitol Hill. Boy, Congress passing a last-minute bill to keep the government open for another 45 days. What do you see you and your colleagues' responsibility or even possibility of...
Sorry, I'm just stopping that. The founders and the vote. In the Declaration of Independence, Thomas Jefferson wrote, "Governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed." Thomas Jefferson. Who came first, John Locke or Thomas Jefferson? Yeah, John Locke, right? Oh, we have a Lockean. Thomas Jefferson. Interesting. But how would Americans consent to be governed? Who should vote? How should they vote? The founders wrestled with these questions. They wondered about the rights of minorities. Who wrote this? In their day, that meant worrying if the rights of property owners would be overrun by the votes of those who did not own land. James Madison described the problem this way. The right of suffrage is a fundamental article in Republican constitutions. The regulation of it is, at the same time, a task of peculiar delicacy. Allow the rights to vote exclusively to property owners, and the rights of persons may be oppressed. Extend it equally to all, and the rights of property owners may be overruled by a majority without property. The greedy masses, maybe? Eventually, the framers of the Constitution left details of voting to the states. Always the wisdom of leaving it up to the states. Where did that go? In Article 1, Section 4, the Constitution says, the times, places, and manners of holding elections for senators and representatives shall be prescribed in each state by the legislature thereof. But the Congress may at any time by law make or alter such regulations. Interesting. The wisdom of leaving it up to the states, and so the enemy thought, well, we'll have to start with the states then. We'll have to start with the individual then. We'll have to, weaken the men, get to the women. Because even the Constitution couldn't stop the degeneration of man. Okay, anyways. That's enough of this guy.
Making sure
so they're bringing in the black woman to take over the old white woman, which I think we can. It's almost a shame, that this is a fine assumption, but I think we could assume it'll be worse. But that's the way she goes. That's the way she goes. That's the way, as noticers of patterns, what else can we go on? Maybe we should just drop all thoughts about it anyways, right? Butler's professional career rooted in California, where she led SEIU, the largest union. Longtime ally of Kamala Harris, member of the U of C Board of Regents, whatever that is. Amazing. Oh, she's like an interim. She's an interim.
The senior senator here her daughter apparently has power of attorney. She, as an elected official, has power of attorney over 40 million people's representation in Washington, D.C. Why should she still be serving as a senator?
Well, I leave it to her. I told you I'm the most subjective human being in the world on this topic. I have no objectivity whatsoever. I've known Dianne Feinstein since I was a kid. I interned with her in college, still have a signed book.
He was a kid?
From my days when she was mayor. So,
more like family to you.
Yeah. I'm the last
entrenched power.
It's sad to watch.
Yeah.
Look, this is somebody who...
She was an amazing woman. She led an incredible life.
Legacy is I fear people are going to forget because of what we're watching here again.
But I'll tell you, I mean, it wasn't that long ago where she would call me up, read me the Riot Act on issues related to forest management, vegetation management, what we're doing in the Central Valley.
Well, anyways, thanks, Newsom. No new information on that clip. Well, appreciate it, NBC News. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And people are mad about this guy.
I was literally just in a rush to go vote, man. That's all it was.
Are you afraid of any repercussions, either from leadership or from legally from Capitol Police?
I mean, listen, I take responsibility for what I did, but like I said, I was in a rush to go vote, and, the investigation will sort everything else out.
Have you talked to Jeffries about it?
Oh, yeah, of course. That's day one.
Honestly, it's like a big old show. Big old show. They got this new thing on Trump now. We're going to get into this here. It's looking like the property-less majority coming after Trump's property. Is that fair to say? Or is Letitia James a wealthy individual? These politicians and political actors, I know she's supposed to be a lawyer, but she's a politician. Letitia James, okay? New York. I mean, these people end up finding themselves as commanders of large amounts of wealth somehow. They just end up being that way. They come out of Congress. They come out of, government wealth as very wealthy people. So it just all feels like a show. It feels like a big old show. You got the AG, New York Attorney General, suing for what she claims was fraud.
Today.
You heard about this? You heard about this one, folks?
For summary judgment. Today, we will prove our other claims. My message is simple. No matter how powerful you are, no matter how much money you think you may have, no one is above the law. And it is my responsibility and my duty and my job to enforce it. The law is both powerful and fragile. And today in court, we will prove our case. I thank you all for being here. And again, justice will prevail. Thank you.
They always
for summary
talk
judgment.
About,
today,
you gotta love it the way they always talk about justice and stuff in such a powerful way here. The passion that Letitia James has for justice, and what is it that what does she want justice for? Trump is on trial, okay? Multiple trials. Okay, this is a civil fraud trial case. $250 million lawsuit could alter the personal fortune and real estate empire that helped propel Trump to the White House. He's a wealthy man, Trump. Made his wealth over years developing the country, building. Trump is in the courtroom for the first day of the trial. Trump Organization executives are accused by New York Attorney General Letitia James of engaging in a decade-long scheme in which they used numerous acts of fraud and misrepresentation to inflate Trump's net worth while lowering his tax burden. She says, justice, no one is above the law. I just got finished telling you how these people get out of politics very wealthy. And you got to wonder, where's the equal justice here investigating all that? I mean, she's been involved in a couple of some mess too, no? Anyways, she's been after Trump from the beginning. She ran on this, basically. She ran on this whole going after Trump vibe. She's out there. There's videos of her out there campaigning, talking about going after Trump. She ran on this. It's evil. Okay, breaking. This is Trump. This is Trump, okay? Trump speaks at court as civil fraud trial begins.
This graceful trial put forward by the Attorney General, Mr. Ruff,
We have murders going all over the city, all over the state at a record level. It's an epidemic, and they waste their time on this with banks that were very happy.
You know what's funny about Trump saying that? He kind of sounds like, I've played some of these videos on Saturday. We did a chill stream. You watch these videos of like police insider, police activity, and that kind of stuff. And these people who get caught by the cops, they always say the same thing. They're like, man, you guys after me when you guys could be going after like real criminals, man. You could be going after the real criminals, man. You guys out here, man. They always say the same thing. That's funny. That's funny, Mr. President.
They got all their money back. They weren't defrauded. I've been defrauded. With a judge that ruled that a building, that a property is worth $18 million, when in fact it's worth over $1 billion, probably $1.5 billion. It may be worth anything. When many properties which I sold are worth much more than were listed in the financial statements.
So he's referring to the case, okay? And so just to continue here, what's going on with this case, to be clear? I just showed you the comments he made as his trial begins. But, he's being, they're going after him. They're saying he lied, basically, if I can be brief. They're saying he lied about the valuation of certain things. Okay? And they misrepresented, the money. To delay the civil trial, okay? Fraud. Okay, hold on. I had it right here. Trump's saying that they wouldn't be after him if he wasn't running for president, okay? That's his whole thing. Hold on. I've closed my links. I seem to have closed my links. Where's my assistant? Donald Trump will face off against Letitia James starting Monday in this contentious civil trial that threatens his control over his own real estate, the control over his own property. This is what's significant about this, okay? This is the people don't even know the gravity. I feel like I hear that all the time. People are yet to understand the gravity of what is going on here. But they're going after his stuff, okay? Like his property. The property-less majority. And business records, fraud, falsification of business records, false financial statements, conspiracy, other allegations that he's being accused of, okay? Overstating his wealth by billions. They're seeking $250 million in a slew of sanctions designed to severely limit Trump's ability to do business in New York. Just cut off his money. This is pretty insane. Because this is a civil lawsuit, there's no possibility of jail time. So it's really just going after his money. Trump is facing criminal charges in a case filed April by Alvin Bragg, alleging 34 counts of felony falsification of business records. So he's got the federal charges, the criminal charges from the false records thing. You got the conspiracy stuff, January 6th, said the conspiracy to stop the election and all that. Women going after him, Jean Carroll and all this, with the lawyers basically saying, yeah, he raped her. And civil cases like this over money. You got senators and lawmakers getting out rich, beyond rich. But it's time to fine-tooth comb, search this guy's life to get him, really. What else can you see this as? Oh, no one's above the law. Let me show you Letitia James's No One's Above the Law. Let me show you her No One's Above the Law, New York. This is not China. This is not India. New York City. Yeah, like illegals, basically. Basically. So anyways, I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You need, like, what did we just see there? This person posting it. Wall Street Silver. Migrants have overtaken luxury hotels in New York City. The hotel is raking it in. What rates are they getting per night? Yeah, the government, local, federal, whatever, they get in touch with the hotels. They work out prices. Hey, look, we're going to bring these people. It's going to be a mess. And the hotels get to set the price. Like, okay, you want to do this? It's going to cost you. And seeing they got all this taxpayer money, the government's like, well, what's $500 a night? What's a 3 times inflated price for a hotel? What's the big deal? Nothing's too high of a cost for humanitarian efforts. And so they negotiate a price to sell out America using taxpayer money. It's like you need the government. You need to use the levers of government in this case to crack down on these hotels. Well, first deal with the border and all that. But there's got to be something you could do. That's why you need to get our boys in, Trump in, and then crush these hotels, put up the wall, and send them back. Crush Letitia James. No, you can't overrule this. No, they got to go. Where was I? Where was I? I already showed you that.
People who say,
I'm a boomer. Hold on.
oh, I'm not going to bother to register to vote because my voice doesn't make a difference, or I'm just one person.
I say one name. Donald Trump. That should motivate you. Get off your ass.
This is old. You've seen this. But this is her promises to get Trump, I guess.
Will you sue him for?
I mean, it's corrupt. You know, Trump calls her corrupt. Trump calls her corrupt. People are like, how can he call her that? I mean, I'm just reminding you guys. This is like that. That's by definition. This is not blind lady justice. This is black woman justice.
Be a real pain in the ass. He's gonna know my name personally.
I love it.
He's gonna know my name.
No one is above the law,
oh,
including this illegitimate president. And so, I look forward
illegitimate
to going into the office.
Is she challenging the? I mean, you know, I gotta give you the little. Is she challenging the election?
Office of Attorney General every day, suing him, defending your rights, and then going home.
Okay, Letitia James. But these are the leaders of the new world. Are they the leaders of the new world? Sort of. They're like they're the lap dogs. They're the boot of the new world. They're the crushing boot of the new world. And I saw something. Some people were railing against someone recently. I think it was like AOC or something. Conservatives railing against her, something she said. But where was it? What was it? People are mad about something. The conservatives are mad about something someone said in politics, obviously. And everybody's mad. But I forget what it was. They were railing against this person. But I just saw like this perfect ideologue for their side. Letitia James, Lufonza, this new lady they're putting in. This is the crushing militant boot of the regime, and very effective. okay? Without any remorse or emotion. They will not stop. Won't stop until you're dead. You know what I mean? Can't be bargained with.
All right, listen. The Terminator's an infiltration.
It can't be reasoned with.
Part machine. Underneath, it's a hyperalloy combat chassis, microprocessor controlled.
It doesn't feel pity or remorse.
Fully armored, very tough. But outside, it's living human tissue. Flesh, skin, hair, blood, grown for the cyborgs.
Look, Reese, I don't know what you want.
Pay attention! I gotta ditch this car.
It doesn't sleep, it doesn't eat.
Rubber skin. We spotted them easy. But these are new. They look human. Sweat, bad breath, everything. Very hard to spot. I had to wait till he moved on you before I could zero him.
Look, I am not stupid.
Tommy Sotomayor. Gotta shout out Tommy for that one.
You know,
But they feel nothing. They're the boot. I think it was an AOC clip people were railing about. But she's like a perfect ideologue. You know, speaking a mouthpiece for the establishment, or you know whatever ideology she's with. And people are like, how could she? But the left is like united. The left, the Democrats, they're very effective. Okay, I've said this. Others have said this. I've said this. And they do. They get stuff done. Okay, and they like getting people going. Nick trying to catch a copyright strike. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't be playing that. Thank you, Mr. Mad, for the warning. They like getting them, riling up the conservatives. They like pulling the fire alarms, getting them going. Now watch them yell at us. Now watch. Meanwhile, they're united. They, without any shame, shamelessly pushing their stuff. Gavin Newsom out there laughing it up, yucking it up. Look at this DeSantis guy. I got him to do a debate. Now let me go on camera and just yuck it up and laugh. This guy's not even serious. I got him to do a debate. I baited him. And they're just laughing it up. Okay. But I forget what it was. What are you guys all mad about? Anybody in the chat? I'm sorry, I'm just joking. I didn't mean to blame you, chat. Right? So one of you guys are mad about some clip, huh? What was it? AOC. Who knows? Bowman. It's probably Bowman. It's probably the Bowman clip that I'm talking about here. They're all very good team players here. Letitia James, this is the boot. And the boot has no remorse. And they're very effective. And we don't have a boot. Our boot is Trump. And the Republicans hate him. The Republicans hate him. They want him out. What's up, being in light until I rise? That woman doesn't realize she's advocating for her own destruction. That's an interesting point, yeah. That's another thing that people don't realize. They're all pawns for what? For the destruction of everything they know. Everything's getting worse. Like, this isn't working. Anyways, wow, we've been streaming just fine, huh? No issues, no buffering, no problems, huh? Sotomayor and Anchor Baby 2024. Now that's a ticket, huh? Now that's a ticket to... That might be better than... It's no Trump, but it might be a little bit better than some of the... Tommy Sotomayor and Anchor Baby 2024. Better than anything the Republican Party is putting forth? Huh? Nick gonna jinx it. Yeah, I'm trying to jinx it by talking about it. I shouldn't be doing that. Appreciate it, though. Looks like everything's going fine, huh? The stream? Nice. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. I'm thinking I should. Now, last time I tried this, people were telling me that, because YouTube doesn't tell me how I do this, how I run an ad or something like that. YouTube doesn't tell me how I'm supposed to do this. Hold on. It sounds like if I don't shut up, people will miss the show. But YouTube doesn't make that clear. So it's a little weird. So, I don't know. I'm thinking I'm going to just press this button and I'll be right back, I guess. Should I just play some music? You know what I mean? What a mess. All right, y'all. I'm going to play some music and I guess let an ad play and see how that works. You guys let me know in the chat. This will be a good test. You guys let me know in the chat how that looks like. And what are you guys about to experience, okay? I don't know. I'll play some music and play the ad. Be right back. Let me know if that worked. Or am I talking to nobody? He really got that Anchor Baby name still. Okay, I don't know. I feel like it's been long enough. Is everybody back? Is everybody back from the ad? I don't even know how that worked. This is silly. I have Amber Lance in the chat. Thank you for tuning in. He really got that Ankle Baby name still. Wow, you guys just kept calling him that. No ad played for me. How does this work, YouTube? What the heck? Do you want me to use your platform or not? I'll figure it out. I shouldn't blame just YouTube. I should be a little bit more proactive instead of just holding my hands out, waiting for a handout. What's up, Amber Lance? Yeah, it's been long enough. I can hear you. What's up, Amber Lance? Appreciate you tuning in. You're saying, wow, you guys just kept calling him that. Why? Do you have a problem with the name? 888-775-3773. You think it's a little offensive? Anchor Baby? I'm the American Anchor Baby. Wait, hold on. How do I show myself again? There I go. I'm back. That was my idea anyways. He's just a baby. You don't like the name, sir? What a mess. Okay. Shall we watch this? Shall we get into this? Nick, please make sure to do the ghost noise when you do the fade. Okay, Carver. Thank you. It's a factual statement, too. Anchor Baby, don't get offended. It's just a factual statement. It's nothing to trip out about. So check it out. Everybody's a feminist. Let me show you something. Hey, Lil Nick, appreciate your help, but we're not going to need you right now. I'll call for you when I do. Bye. Watch what women do, not what they say. Interesting little thread here. Citing some Pew Research stats on marriage. Okay. Hold on. Talking about marriage, divorce. Talking about divorce. Someone linked on Twitter, on X.com. Someone linked... Thank you, Amber Lance. Appreciate it. That name is okay. Nobody calling me nothing. Lols. Not a feminist. LOL. So, we got ladies who are Christian, conservatives, etc., they say. And there was an interesting response here on Twitter, X.com. Some person on this platform named Abby Libby. Seems like a nice lady. She says she's conspiracy pilled. Host of a show on Rumble. Married. Conservative. Okay. Trumpified, possibly. Talking about conspiracies. I don't know her too well. I have no problem with her. But she's a conservative, married woman. Says, conservative women have been fighting feminism, fighting abortion, and fighting for traditional values for years and making real progress, only to have right-wing men turn on us in 2023, bitterly blaming all women for what's wrong in society. It's such an incredible betrayal, says Abby Libby. Abby... Now, I don't know her too well. Don't go on her page or anything. No need to go on her page and be messing around or anything. She just seems like a nice lady. Dear Abby, not all but most. Oh, Amber, my bad. You're a lady. Amber Lance might be a lady in the chat. My apologies. Okay. Conservative women have been fighting feminism, and right-wing men have turned on them, on the conservative women, bitterly blaming all women for what's wrong in society. It's such an incredible betrayal. Betrayal, she says. That's an interesting concept. Betrayal. Betrayal. But has anything changed? What have the conservative women done out here, huh? What kind of work are you doing, huh? Bachelor Joker on X.com has a response for Abby Libby, which I found somewhat interesting. And shared these stats. We got stats. Works cited. Pew Research. Check it out. Divorce or separated adults. The Religious Landscape Study. Divorced or separated adults. Religious composition of divorced or separated adults. Okay. And at the top is Christian. 74% Christian. Okay. 74. This person who responded to Abby Libby. Watch what women do, not what they say, this person posted. Christian and right-wing women always speak from their high horse about how they fight for men and traditional values, fairness and equality under the laws. Let's look at some divorce statistics, shall we? Let me show you the tweet. Or the X, the post. Oops, maybe this person is a Hake Report listener. Oops. I don't know if they wrote it like that, but that's how I read it in my mind. Oops, they sure do divorce a lot, and I bet they fight for majority custody of their kids, as statistics show, and duke it out for child support and alimony, just like the vast majority of women do. Fascinating. I find it funny to see conservative women get big mad when men speak out on issues, then saying right-wing men have turned on them. I'm not right-wing, and neither are many of the men fed up with everything, but since you can't put us in a defined box, you don't know what to do now, do you? If right-wing women really cared, they'd help change the laws, push for more even-handed child custody, and not get divorced. But interesting take here from this Joker person. And the stats are fascinating, right? The Christians are getting divorced. You know, you gotta at least... this may sound weird, but yeah, I do believe Christians still outnumber, as I know it doesn't seem like a Christian country, but I do believe Christians still outnumber everybody else in America. Christianity is the most prevalent religion. 63% is Christian, okay? So that might account for some of these stats we're seeing, but look, that's just true, right? Can we agree that's true? This is happening significantly. And Abby's saying, the men have turned on us. We're trying to fix it. This guy, Joker guy, saying, no, you guys turned on us. You guys are feminists. You guys are not helping. You guys are making everything worse. And they're you see the two sides fighting. Interesting response here from Joker. Trying to pull it up again. Hold on. Feminists, all of them, the lot of them. That's a very common thing, though. I think a lot of men don't realize that. Don't realize just how feminist, what it means to be a feminist, okay? It's not the hair. It's not the color. It's not if they shave the side of their head. It's not if they support Biden. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not if they posted a black square on their Instagram. It's not if they yell about the patriarchy. Although you're getting closer. You're getting closer. You can miss it. You can miss it because even a nice woman that might look traditional, married woman, you might not realize is a feminist because it's only one thing, really. Ask a woman if she believes a woman should obey the man when she's married. And are men the head of women, even if they're not married? If she doesn't agree with that, she's a feminist. She's a feminist in the Eve sense of the word, in the truest sense of the word. In the ancient sense, not now, feminist may be a modern word, but you know what I mean? The ancient spirit behind feminism. The very, very old spirit behind feminism. Because it's always a right-wing woman up until there's something you can't do. You can't do that. You can't say that. Or, you know what I mean? Like, you got to listen to the man. You got to obey. Anyways, where was I? Feminists, the lot of them. Kind of true here. Thank you, Joker. But also on betrayal. On betrayal here. It's this back and forth between Abby and Joker. I mean, another moment that demonstrates another snapshot, a microcosm of the world at large. Because this betrayal stuff, it's like betrayal, back and forth. When will we drop it? When will we drop the devil's confusion? You know what I mean? When are we going to drop? I know many of us won't because we love it. We think it's real. But when are we going to drop the devil's confusion? Well, remembering the history of it all. You said that. You betrayed me this way. Now I acted this way, but now I feel bad about doing that. Now I got to fix that. But the devil's confusion going into the past, into the mind. The only way out of that labyrinth, there's only one answer to that. And it's not, but you said this, but the stats say this. As important, all that has its place. You know, like when you're making laws or debating. But men and women, the grand fight, the only way out of that maze, the only way out of that labyrinth, y'all, in marriage, even people outside of marriage, outside of relationships, okay? Because you're going to deal with women. They're here. They're here, fellas. The only way out of that maze is turning around. You got to turn around. Just turn around. The exit's right behind you. You can't get into it. You can't get into the nitty-gritties. You'll just get deeper in the maze. You know what I mean? That's the only way out of the devil's confusion, ignoring it, going the other way. It's just another room. It's just another turn, another turn, another turn. People get into situations, relationships, whatever. Think, okay, now, and then you just follow another thought to tell you to get out of it. You get in stuff and out of stuff, following the thoughts. Labyrinth, turn. The only way to win is not to play. Thank you, Matthew. So, yeah. Abby, Joker. It's time to make up. No, Joker's making sense to me here in this exchange. There's a lot of right-wing women, you know. The point is the order. All right, ladies, the order. But there's only one way out of the labyrinth. You can't play the labyrinth. So stop arguing. You know what I'm saying, Kohlberger? Word. Thank you, sir. Abby on Twitter, when she could be dusting that ceiling fan. What the? Abby, I don't even know what she does. She has a podcast, okay? She does her thing. I don't even know her that well, so I can't counter signal her too hard. She has a husband, apparently. Where's your husband? John, get over here. Handle your woman. What are you guys saying in the chat? Don't jinx it, Nick. I know. LOL goosebumps chat. Everyone's on edge, feeling on edge. Like we're about to buffer any second here. This stream's been, I was just talking all this mess. Like we gotta fix this. And I've been streaming this whole time just fine. Go fight them dishes, Abby. How about that's a fight you can handle? I think we could safely say her fan is not clean. Dang. Did we figure that one out, chat? Distraction. Thank you, Amber Lance. It's kind of a loosey-goosey one today, y'all. Every good woman looks at the ceiling fan first, then judges from that. Thank you, Kevin Howe. A lot of wisdom in my chat. Wiser than I. Thank you, chat. Tell him. The devil's confusion. You know, talking about devil's confusion. Speaking of the devil's confusion and not letting go things. Ooh, here's a segue for you. The devil's confusion. Blood feuds from years ago that have nothing to do with us today, but we're roped in. I'm talking about war. I'm talking about war. Speaking of confusions and blood feuds of the past. Speaking of conflicts that seem to have no end because people keep taking turn after turn, escalation, instead of turning around and not playing. You might think that's crazy, Nick. That's crazy. You think it's that easy? You think it's that easy? Well, no one's at least trying to get out of the labyrinth. Let me show you an example. Karine Jean-Pierre talking about Ukraine, Russia.
There is very strong international coalition behind Ukraine. And if Putin thinks he can outlast us,
strong international coalition.
There's very strong international coalition behind Ukraine. And if Putin thinks he can outlast us, he's wrong. He's wrong. And so we will have another package of aid for Ukraine soon to signal our continued support for the brave people of Ukraine. And so that's our message. If he thinks he can outlast us, that is Mr. Putin, we believe he's wrong. There is very strong international.
He's wrong, y'all. If you think you can outlast us, Mr. Putin, says the leaders of the boot of the new world, the boot. This black woman, hey, thematic, fits thematics, eh? Huh? Lufthansa? Fell in my lap, y'all. I didn't plan this. We got the boot of the new order telling you how it's going to be. Putin, you scared? Hold on. My computer froze. We're making it happen, y'all. We're making it happen. Don't worry. Aha. More aid. U.S. More aid. Ukraine soon amid funding concerns that Zelensky has. Dang, where do I get a snazzy Zelensky like that? Where do I get one of those? How am I going to look like? Where do I get one of those? Can we put the news to the side 1 second while Zelensky long sleeve What is that symbol in the middle? Is that a Ukrainian symbol? I don't want it to be that, though. I kind of do and I kind of don't. Zelensky Trizub. Dang, but that one looks so sharp. I just think a bunch of knockoffs on Google. That color. It's just looking luxurious. $5 billion man. $325 million. And anything you need. Government shutdown battle. Remember, this shutdown was also part of this whole looming shutdown business. Part of it is this. I know they've kicked the can down the line, 45 more days. But Biden doesn't seem to have any worries. He doesn't seem to be having any worries whatsoever announcing $325 million military aid package. He doesn't think like that. Biden doesn't see that ending. Shut down, conservatives, Freedom Caucus, McCarthy, Matt Gaetz be damned. It doesn't look like Biden sees any roadblocks, right? He doesn't see any looming roadblocks. He seems confident that this further new package of $325 million will get to Ukraine.
This latest aid package is in addition to the $43 billion the U.S. has already sent in military aid, and it's just a drop in the bucket compared to the additional $24 billion the White House is asking Congress to authorize. NBC News White House correspondent Mike Memley joins us now with the latest on this. Mike, good morning to you. So last year, President Zelensky got a much warmer welcome in Washington. This year, a little bit cooler. Speaker McCarthy raising concerns about the funding that the U.S. has already sent. So how did their meeting end up going?
Yeah, Stephen, you're exactly right.
So how did it end up going?
Tone and tenor of President Zelensky.
Well, who cares about how that went with Zelensky? But let's talk about how did this end up going? The shutdown that I just mentioned. Well, Biden confident, 325 milli. We got Millies going out. We got Billies going out. We got Karine Jean-Pierre pretty confident as well. This is not stopping. Putin, we're coming after you. Stopgap bill did not include additional Ukraine aid. Now, it doesn't really matter. Honestly, it doesn't really matter because it's just a stopgap bill, right? The little temporary extension thing. It remains to be seen. What becomes of this? What do we really get out of it all? So they're saying no additional aid for Ukraine in the stopgap bill, but that's not stopping anything. Let's be real. Let's totally be real. What's up, Bill? Everything good?
Everything's good.
We got Bill. Hey, Bill. Additional aid. $6 billion in emergency disaster assistance. No aid for Ukraine. Biden praised the legislation before signing it and called for Congress to move quickly to address the lack of funding for Ukraine. I fully expect the speaker will keep his commitment to the people of Ukraine, said Biden in a statement. And Biden's not wrong. Isn't that a commitment of McCarthy? Did not McCarthy say? It's time to get Russians? What did he not say? McCarthy. He expressed some pretty intense support for Ukraine.
Thank you for following us. But if you paid attention to what happened on the border yesterday, 11,000.
Wait, hold on. Because this is a big Ukraine guy. Hold on. Didn't he? Oh man, Yahoo's how are we gonna get alternates to Google when it's this bad? You know what I mean? When the other guys can't do it as well. We're supposed to get everybody's like, oh, Google's evil. but then you want us to use these other ones. It's like, what are you guys doing? You know what I mean? McCarthy. Well, you guys know. You guys know. You know, he says his priority is the border. We'll see. Biden seems to think that McCarthy will include will bring Ukraine their aid. What could be included in the long-term bill? All sorts of stuff. Nothing with the border, though. Some Republicans argue the Biden administration should divert funding to border security. A little tagline CNN adds to this report. Republicans will likely seek a border amendment. However, as of Friday, Republicans had not reached a consensus on what kind of amendment they would want to add. See, this is what I'm talking about. Then what are you doing? What are you doing? No consensus. They say the Republicans can't agree on how to fix the border. They're likely going to seek an amendment, but how are we going to do it? They're still fighting about it. I mean, we need some serious people, some serious holdouts. But even the shutdown with Trump didn't do it. The House Democratic leadership said in a statement Saturday evening McCarthy is expected to advance a vote on Ukraine aid once the House is back in session. So they're going to vote on it. Bipartisan members of Senate leadership issued a statement late Saturday committing to vote on further funding for Ukraine in the coming weeks. So we already got the people committing to it, both Republicans and, they said bipartisan. That's what it says. I read the word bipartisan. So where was I? Putin on the blitz. Putin's top ally, Dmitry Medvedev, warns of World War III. They're calling it World War III. Wow. Is this like Russian ceremonial stuff? He directed his fury at Grant Schnaps. So what's going on is Vladimir Putin's closest ally has threatened to unleash World War III on the West. This is not the first time. But I believe it might only be the second or third time they've made a threat like this. Former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev said on Sunday that any Brit soldiers training soldiers inside Ukraine would be legitimate targets for Russian forces and ruthlessly destroyed. Mobilization. Mobilization means war. That's what the Germans believed back some time ago. Mobilization means war. Back during World War I, before it happened, the great powers, they were having issues. And so they started moving stuff around. Well, let's just put some soldiers here, just in case. The Germans saw that as war. That is war. That is a move. That is an act of war and will be responded as such. Was responded to as such. Putin's closest ally threatened to unleash World War III on the West if UK sends troops on Ukrainian soil. We're putting British troops on the ground. The Kremlin mouthpiece furious claims were made after British Defense Secretary Grant Shapps said he was considering deploying troops to train soldiers inside of Ukraine. Is what they say. Let's see here. Hold on. What the? That's not what I wanted to play.
Вас правда волнует климат до такой степени?
Are you really that concerned about the climate? I think it's nothing compared to the prospect of finding
в сравнении с перспективой оказаться в эпицентре взрыва с
yourself at
температурой
the epicenter of a blast with a temperature of 5,000 Kelvin.
ударной
This is
волной в
Medvedev.
350 метров в секунду и давлением в 3000 килограмм на метр квадратный.
He's talking about a
С
bomb.
проникающей радиацией, то есть
A
ионизирующим
nuclear one specifically.
излучением и электромагнитным импульсом.
Electromagnet.
Такая перспектива есть сегодня? Увы, да. И она растет с каждым днем по известным причинам.
The threat is growing every day.
Поэтому мир болен.
This is why the world is sick and quite probably on the verge of a new world war.
Вполне вероятно, он находится на пороге новой мировой войны. Является ли она неизбежной? Нет, не является.
Is it inevitable? No, it is not, says Medvedev. Many, there were many who said the same thing during and the come up of the first two great world wars. And some now, looking back, say much could have been avoided.
Мировой войны
The
можно
world war is
избежать,
avoidable, but I
но
will not be
делать
making any
какие-либо прогнозы
forecasts
на эту
now.
тему я сейчас не буду.
Not a thing to really
We
worry
are
about.
here at
Not a
Manchester.
not a really thing to really worry about, I don't think. It's nothing we can control. Nothing we can do. Nothing we can do about it. If anything, if there's anything we should be doing, we should be discovering the nature of reality. So that way we can maybe, just maybe, take this thing out of death. So if we find ourselves in a war, we won't be afraid. I know it's big talk, but we won't be afraid and trying to take sides or trying to do anything. We need to be discovering the nature of reality, you know what I mean? So that we can take the sting. Like, if there's anything to do, I don't even think you should even do that. Nick advocating the use of psilocybin. That's not what I'm saying. Because you can't control these things. You might find yourself in this or that. And I don't know what's going to happen, so why even worry about that? You know what I mean? Anyways, y'all. Anyways, I got one last thing for you guys. No, not silent, no mushrooms. You don't need mushrooms to get here. I don't, pretty sure you don't. Didn't Germany cheat on emissions? You must be talking about something else, Chico Stick. Thank you for tuning in. Can we set Amber Lance up on a date with Doom Jesus? Amber Lance and Doom Jesus, the two all caps talkers in the chat. What if they annoy each other, though? What if they're like really loud people and it's like, wow, we should set them up. They'd be perfect for each other. But then they get annoyed at each other. They're like, dang, you talk so loud. Why do you talk? What? What if we set them up on a blind date? This is what would happen. This is why, the comedy of life. God loves a good laugh. You get loud, all caps talkers like Doom Jesus, set them up on a blind date. We do the little camera thing where they talk to the camera. They do a little documentary style. They're like, yeah, okay, I'm excited. They do the date, and then they do their review of the date, and they both about each other. They say, yeah, no, they're too loud. They speak so loud, it really annoyed me. But they're both loud people. Don't bring me into this, says Doom Jesus. They're trying to set you up in the chat, Doom Jesus. I'm talking to my chat viewers if anybody else is confused. They're trying to set you up, Doom Jesus. And then it's like, yeah, no, he annoyed me. He's too loud. And they're like the loud person themselves. Now that's funny. Talking with my viewers, the chat here. All right, y'all, I got like one last thing for you. It's about this YouTube prankster. What do you guys think? Is this a good shoot or not? For those who like watching those types of videos. Now, what I'm referring to is a good shoot. A good shoot refers to, it's what you call an incident of a shooting that was justified. A use of firearm that people online like to, they'll watch videos of different instances of use of firearm by police officers or citizens, and a good shot, like good got your 6 in the chat says, a good shot means it's a good shot, meaning you were accurate in your shooting. But a good shoot is what people call use of force incidents with a firearm. Ooh, the pain and suffering content of Nick's show, my favorite. But it was a bit of a loosey one today, folks. Thank you for tuning in anyways. Slow news. Working on some stuff. No need to talk about that. We're talking about pain and suffering. What's up, Alpha Male? In the chat, thank you. We're talking about good shoots. And they call that when they see one of these instances that they estimate and deem to be a justified and correct use of a firearm, a good shoot. There was this YouTube prankster, Tanner Cook. You've seen some of this prankster stuff. Some of this prankster content has gotten really, really, really next level in how far they go. What I mean is online content. For years now, there's been a genre.
You want some or what, huh?
A genre of online content that you could call pranking, or they sometimes call it social experiments, but it's like pranksters. And you've seen it. It's pranksters on YouTube going around doing a prank. Some of these pranks are pretty invasive, personal space, pretty, they garner the ire of the prankee towards the pranker. Sometimes the pranks are sometimes so egregious that the public takes the side of the prankee that is sometimes getting violent on the pranker. To the point that many are just saying, hey, these people are starting to deserve it, these pranksters. So anyways, it's gotten pretty... Some of these pranksters, like I said, they go pretty far. This is one example, top-notch idiots. It just came to mind right now. I would have bleeped this. I don't know if there's swears. I would have bleeped this if I had planned this. But this is one such channel that came to mind. Top-notch idiots. Asking dangerous thugs in the hood, do you want some?
What, that's it?
What's up? What's
what,
up?
You want it?
What's up? You want some, cuz?
You want some? Huh?
Oh, these guys are going to get themselves killed one day.
You want some?
What you saying?
You want some? What are you trying to do, bro?
What's saying?
You want some?
What you talking about, bro?
What's up?
I want it, man.
Here. Something, bro.
And then they pranked them and said, just kidding, you want some money. I've seen guns get pulled out on these guys, and their reactions are like, they have to be real, because they're like shaking, like, I don't want to do this anymore. And of course, they always come back. The views keep them coming back. It's top notch. This guy is getting shot. This guy getting shot is not fake. Yeah, one day so they put fake machine. The people are indeed retarded. But anyways, this one prankster, Tanner Cook, his stunt goes badly wrong when shopper he is targeting pulls out a gun and shoots him in the chest. Okay? And now I can't even describe the nature of the prank itself. It's a little unclear to me. This is the shocking moment a 21-year-old YouTuber prankster stunt went badly wrong when a delivery driver he was targeting pulled out a gun and shot him in the chest. Video shows Tanner Cook, 21, who runs the Classified Goons YouTube channel, harassing Alan Coley as he picked up a food order at the Duels Town Center Mall in Virginia. Cook can be seen following Coley around the mall while thrusting his phone in his face as it plays a bizarre phrase. Hey, dip-ish, quit thinking about my twinkle. So that's what... Okay, so thank you, Daily Mail, for clearing that up for me. It was unclear what this Tanner Cook individual, the pranker, was doing. Apparently he's holding his phone up to this person's face, and the phone was repeating this bizarre phrase, which was a vulgar phrase as well, and which, after repeated harassment, this Alan Coley fellow shoots the prankster. It's pretty incredible. I mean, who called this? People have been saying this was going to happen. I don't know if this is like the first time or something like that. People have been saying this is going to happen. One of these pranksters is going to find himself hurt. I believe this is that prank. This is that Virginia Mall. And that is Tanner Cook in the hat, in the white hat, in the black sweatshirt.
What? Hey, Dip, quit thinking about my twinkle. What's that mean? Hey, Dip, quit thinking about my twinkle. No. Hey, Dip, quit thinking about my twinkle. Get out of my business, Paul Thompson. Stop. Hey, Dip, quit thinking about my twinkle. Stop.
Wow. It doesn't show anymore, I guess because of violence. Thank you, WUSA9, for protecting my channel. But that's the moment we're talking about here. I believe this happened. When did this happen? I believe it happened a while ago. But this year. Tanner Cook, this is Tanner Cook in the hospital after getting shot in the gut, what it looks like. It was at this point that Coley's stunt went badly wrong when the delivery driver pulled out a gun and shot the YouTuber in the lower left chest. Coley backs away from Cook and tells him to stop 3 times before trying to knock the phone away from his face as the YouTuber continues to advance towards him. The shooting sparked panic as shoppers fled what they feared to be a mass shooting as police officers pinned Coley to the ground and arrested him. He was charged with aggravated malicious wounding, use of firearm in the commission of a felony, and discharging a firearm inside a building. So those are the charges against the shooter. What do you guys think? A good shoot? Prank isn't even funny. That's true. It's not funny. But was that a good shoot, though? Prankster seems happy with the extra fame. Yeah, maybe. Look at this picture. He's like, yeah, look at me. I would stop pranking. That would be the end of my prank. I would learn my lesson. But I don't know if that was a good shoot, though. I don't know. I'm not negative. No good shoot, says Platinum Bullet Sniper. I heard a gunshot sound. I didn't see anybody get shot. But apparently they did get shot, though, according to this news story. I don't know, dude. It feels a little bit like an overreaction from the shooter, in my opinion. I think it might be fake, too. Take a bullet to go viral. Dude was fine walking around after taking a bullet point blank. Maybe. Maybe he was wearing, yeah, what kind of injuries you can't fake the injury. Even if you got injured, it could be fake, but he was left fighting for his life following the shooting and spent several days in intensive care after the bullet pierced through his stomach and liver. I don't think that was a prank. I don't think that was a joke. The piercing of the stomach and liver was quite real, I believe. Last week, Coley, who has a license to carry a concealed weapon, was found not guilty of aggravated malicious. He was found not guilty of aggravated malicious wounding in the shooting, after he said he was acting in self-defense. He was found guilty on a lesser charge of shooting into an occupied dwelling, but a judge will hear arguments to set aside this conviction. Wow, he was licensed to have the gun, though. Incredible. I don't know, guys. It's just interesting. It feels like, doesn't it always feel like the wrong, what I mean is this reminds me of these shoplifters. These shoplifters who get caught after video after video after video of these looters and looting and running away and getting away with all this looting. And then you get this recent white guy, that recent white woman in Canada, this recent white guy getting caught shoplifting and being made an example of. And it's like, wait a second. No one told me the rules changed back to normal. I thought we were allowed to shoplift. And you get all this mess, person getting attacked in the street, unprovoked attack in the street, you see. But I guess finally someone learned their lesson, but it's this 21-year-old prankster kid, which is a fine lesson to learn. But I don't know. I don't know. The real lessons. Where are the real lessons? Anyways, Nick thinks if a legacy media publishes something, it's real. Yeah, I might be the fool here. That's the real story here. The fool the fool signal boosting this YouTube prankster. But that bullet piercing the liver and stomach, that's real. Everything is fake. By the way, you're the one Snigna number 2 reader of the Skim. I know, right behind the Hake Report. Not to counter signal the Hake Report. That's an actual good show. That's like an actually good show. That's like an actual show. This is why social media is toxic. He's going to make money regardless of his stupidity. Interesting take, Matthew. Yeah. Yep. Did you see the bullet? I didn't. Says everything is fake. Yeah, but you think everything is fake. How can I trust you? You think everything is fake. Anyways, y'all. So you guys are saying good shoot? I'm thinking this is a bit of an overreaction. What's up, Brian, over there on Rumble? Thank you. Like, he could have done some running. If he felt like his life was in danger, he could have done a little bit more distancing with the threat. Yeah, not a good shoot. I think it's overreacted, guys. It's a bit of an overreaction. I see what y'all are saying. He really hated prank videos. Yeah, no threat. It was non-proportional. That's the word I'm looking for, Platinum Bullet Sniper. I agree. The proportion here is all wrong. Not proportional. The gun guy looks stressed already with his bad hair and stanky clothes. I agree. He looked a little like already like a bad day haver type person. You know how some people are the type to have bad days? You think, oh, they just had a bad day, bad luck, but those type of people seem to have a lot of bad days. And it's like, why do you always have bad days? You seem to always have bad days. He looked like he might have been one of those bad day havers. You know what I mean? Like, oh, bad days always just keep finding you. Yeah, I agree. In a duty to retreat state, he would not have been acquitted of charges. Interesting. A good shoot is when the perpetrator does not come back from the hospital. Bad day havers. You like that one? I swear, it's like, just stop being a bad day haver. Like, I understand life happens, conflicts, da-da-da, but you don't need to be a bad day haver type person. He was in traffic the whole ride, fought with someone over the parking spot, finally got into the mall to drop off some food, and runs into a prankster. And he's like, you know what? This is the day. Today's the day. This is the day. I'm all for the Second Amendment. I'm pro-gun. Like I'm with it. I'm with it. I do feel like some gun guys are like a little bloodthirsty. And that's like a bad look for actual responsible gun owners. You know what I mean? That's like a bad look for them. Anyways, I got Steve out of New Jersey. What's up, Steve? Appreciate it. You're on the air.
What's up, man?
All is well, sir. Thanks for your call.
Yeah, so I wanted to comment on the self-defense thing.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, man. Go ahead.
So in New Jersey, so most states, they're called, stand your ground, where if something happens, like, you have the right to stand your ground kind of regardless of the situation. I don't know about Virginia, but in New Jersey and most liberal states, you have a duty to retreat. So no matter
can you help me understand that? What does that mean?
So duty to retreat means if you're in a situation, you have to exercise the duty to run away or just exit the building, exit, the parking lot, get out, get into a car. Exercise that you saw the option to leave the situation before actually, engaging.
Gotcha.
So with that, it's kind of forced me in a way to be a little bit more aware of the situation I'm getting myself into, because if I don't have to, I don't need to, because the courts are not in my favor.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And what do you think about that kind of law?
I think it's interesting because I think in a way, like I just said, it forced me to be a little bit more situationally aware. And it's like, if I don't need to get in a situation, I don't need to.
Yeah.
But I think it's silly because it's stacked to the criminal. You know, it's
Right.
stacked to the person who's actually getting into the situation.
I think that's what it is, man. And here's my theory about that. I think because it's like a feel nice attitude, which is a misplaced perversion of actual honor. And I think somewhere along the way, people tried to legislate honor because it's like, we all know it's like, we're trying to be decent people in this country, but when S hits the fan and it's a fight and it's anything goes, right? It's lives are on the line, etc. But that being said, even in a fight, some people believe in a morality. You don't kick them when they're down. If they're already disabled, you don't need to, you know what I mean? Go further, do extra damage and unnecessary, right? Am I making sense? And so somewhere along the way, I guess they maybe try to legislate it. Like you got to at least try retreating first. But now you're protecting criminals by way of the law, and it's got all messed up.
I agree with you on that. So I've had this conversation with many people about in New Jersey. It kind of, you know, like I said, you have to. You can use it. You kind of have to know all these backwards laws. But again, in the situation, it kind of forces you back into your mind to be like, oh, don't do this, don't do that, and everything else. Instead of just, if you train properly, if you've, you know, kind of gone through the stuff, you've role played a little bit, and you know what to do in the situation, but you're just going to act on it. But you may do the wrong thing if you're thinking, oh, if I don't do this and that happens, the next thing you know, you're in the situation where you're shot. Wow. You're taken advantage of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's a horrible thing to make people think about in a life-threatening situation. Am I going to have to deal with the law in a wrong way here? Am I going to go to jail for defending myself?
Right.
Well, in a situation where split seconds matter.
Yeah. There is kind of something biblically that a friend of mine brought up, and he was asking me this question. So he's like, you know, if you were in the situation, he said, do you think that it's showing mercy to the person, you know, the criminal or whatever? You're showing mercy by not pulling out, you know, and drawing your weapon and kind of even brandishing the weapon.
Right.
You know, like, is it one thing to just realize, like, hey, maybe like this is a young kid or just somebody's going through something? Because there was a situation that occurred, I don't want to dox myself, in my state. I'll say in my state.
Gotcha.
That occurred where the cops shot somebody who was just going through a mental issue. You know, like, he wasn't really in a position, personally to me, like, I don't think he would have really harmed them, but the cops were well within their rights for what they did. But the thing is, you know, and they're trained to do that. Like, you go past a certain point, like, if the ESU is getting involved, which is the Emergency Service Unit, I mean, you're kind of getting shot at that point. Like, you brought that upon yourself.
I understand what you mean. You're describing, like, despite that being triggered, you still have the discretion of being a man in a situation in that moment.
Right. Because let's say you miss the shot, you know, and you shoot somebody else, or you shoot something else. Like, there's so many other things. Or
you're just simply in the situation, and even though policy has triggered this situation where this guy can get shot, personally, I'm a man in this situation. I don't think he's a threat. I'm not going to kill him.
Right. But I think that, and this is my last point, the flip side to that, though, is you could get caught in your emotions and then be like, oh, you know what? This is just a guy having a bad day. It's a young kid, this and that. When in reality, that guy, even a woman too, like, they're a threat.
Right.
You know?
And it's easy for us to look at videos and say this or that. So true, man, when it wasn't our lives on the line.
Right.
They're hearing about this or that person died in the line of duty, and, you know, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild, but yeah, that's my take on all that. I just wanted to kind of comment on that.
Nice, Steve. Thank you, sir. Appreciate your call. Call me again.
Yep, later.
Take care. Yeah, self-defense. How did that get messed up? Feeling bad. I think that's somewhere there. Mama, women, female spirit, feeling bad for the criminal, and really a misunderstanding of evil. Being convinced by whoever convinced you that that evil in the world is what's responsible is, I don't know, white people or this or that economic policy or or a lack of food. It's a food desert and lack of education. This or that. That huge mistake. Most people just kind of believe the wrong thing and have a lack of understanding about all that. And so they got to protect the criminal. What else? That's everything, y'all. Look, listen, thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the calls. Thank you for everything. We're going to go. That's everything, y'all. I mean, I've been kind of just stretching it now. I'm just kind of stretching the show now. I'll have a serious show for y'all. We're going to come back at you with more American Anchor, baby. Tomorrow, Tuesday, 12 o'clock. We got Joel Friday on a Tuesday. You got to love it. Don't miss Joel's show. Brand new episode coming out tomorrow at 11 a.m., 9 a.m., as we do every day with the Hake Report. You got to love it. And, of course, JLP show, the tried and true, the King, 6 a.m., Monday through Friday. That's the show, y'all. What can I say? Call me tomorrow. We'll do things tomorrow. We got topics. We got everything. Fake like Moscow. What? Thank you, Amber Lance. Thanks. Appreciate you coming back. I'll put an end to your time in the food desert with haste. Says Doom Jesus. I disavow violence. Someone get the two caps lock chatters in the chat a room. Yes, we do love our Monday morning quarterbacking. All right, y'all, we'll be back for Tuesday quarterbacking and everything else. Let me sign off for what, a third, a fourth time? A little early, but well, you know, that's what we got. We're gonna hunker down and work out some stuff here too, huh? All right, y'all. One final sign off. Peace. Shall I do a little ghost sound? Oh, you know, that's not the ghost sound I want. That's not the look. What about this sound? Bye.